Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, we give all praise to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushai, Bahashim, Kadash. I want to give double honor to our apostles, elders, great millstone. I also say good shalom to all the my dear preachers, truth and all true sincerity. This is Brother Tazon Kabar from the GMS Miami. The heralds of Yahushai 144 came back when it revealed through spirit. All right, before I start, if you want to touch upon the true names of the Heavenly Father and His Son, start with Heavenly Father. All right, what they so-called called God, his true name is Yahweh. All right, which name means he is, he exists, and the true name of his son, who the world ignorantly call Jesus Christ, or Jesus Christos in Spanish, or it's just a Queen in Haitian Creole. His true name is Yahweh Shai. Which his name means he saves, he delivers, which is soon about to do according to prophecy. All right, and look what I could title the video, Measuring the Times. All right, I'm starting with the 2 Corinthians 9. Okay. All right, it's the 2 Corinthians 9, verse 1. So he answered me then and said, Measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs pass, which I have told thee before. All right, and how are we able to? How are we able to gauge? All right, what times we living in is through this book. All right, this is the measuring stick, as we also call it, through the spirit. All right, how we're engaging what times we're living in. As scriptures also do pray and watch there for. Matter of fact, let me grab it. I think it's 1 Peter verse 7. It says, but the end of things is at hand, be therefore sober and watch into prayer. And how do we watch and how do we gauge things? It's through the scriptures. We tie in certain key points and key things that Yahushua done put up some. Yahushua, these other prophets, then put us up on game. All right, as Jake be saying, they put us up on game. All right, and measure with what's going on within the real world. All right, by looking and watching at the news, paying at certain articles, or hearing things that may go on in our daily lives. All right, and we connect it with the scriptures, and we make warning to our people and put it on, like Jake, put it on blast. Put on blast meaning, to warn. Okay, that's what we do when we are down the highways and byways. That's what we do. All right, when we're making these videos and so on. Okay. Verse 2 says, then shall thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highs will begin to visit the world which he made. Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and upwards of the people in the world, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. Remember, in one chapter that we like to reference a lot, when it comes to prophecies, Matthew chapter 24, we also rely to 2 to 16, and so on, because these are very prophetic chapters. Matter of fact, let me get Matthew chapter 24, all right, because it goes into how Yahushua was running down what's going to happen to the, in the latter end to the disciples, what they asked, all right, which we use the same thing, these same, signs to distinguish what times we're living in right now. All right, this is Matthew chapter 24, verse 3, and it says, and he sat upon the Mount of Olives. The disciples came unto him privately, saying, tell us, when shall these things be? And what shall be the sign of thy coming and the end of the world? And thou shalt answer and say unto them, take heed that no man deceive you. For many shall come in my name, saying, I am Hamashiach, and shall deceive many. And you shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things might come to pass, but the end is not yet. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. And there shall be famines and pestilence and earthquakes in diverse places. All these are the beginning of sorrows. Then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted, and shall kill you, and shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake. And then shall many be offended, and shall betray one another, and shall hate one another. Many false prophets shall rise and shall deceive many. And and consider, and it continues and goes on, going into things that's going to happen in the latter end. All right, and this is one of the ways we use, or this is one of the ways we know we're at the end. The earthquakes in diverse places, the pestilence, the rumors of wars, and what's going on right now. For example, all right, Israel is really going haywire and hitting American allies in the Middle East, rising up the tensions in the Middle East, which that's moving according to prophecy. All right, because a major prophecy that's going to happen soon. All right, after the LOT play out is World War III. All right, and the major spot where they're going to fight is within the Middle East. All right, where the Lord is going to gather all the nations, which the scriptures called the Valley of Jehoshaphat. Yahweh Shabbat, Yahweh's judgment. All right, how would you be able to know this if you're not reading the scriptures? You're not gonna know. All right, if you're not within this book, all right, and the Spirit not dealing with you, you're not gonna understand where we at, and especially in times. All right, you're not gonna know what prophecy is going on. You can believe everything that you see. Now you can believe all types of other doctrines, man. Especially if you got the right teachers. All right, what's going on right now? People are trying to measure the time in a wrongful manner. They're saying rapture. Okay. All right, they don't have a clear understanding of scriptures. They don't have a clear understanding of prophecies. Okay. And rapture is an off doctrine. Okay, that came from a long time ago. All right, believing that the so-called Jesus and the angels are going to bring these people up to preserve them from the tribulation. Bullshit, man. Okay. All right. We understand through prophecy that the elect is going to, also take part in all that's going to play out. All right. But the difference is the elect is going to be preserved and protected by Yahweh Shema Shai to that day of deliverance and of salvation. Okay. Trials and tribulation, like Jacob's trouble, is going to take part upon the earth, and everybody's going to take part of it. Okay. And the thing about Christianity, sorry to go off topic, Christianity, they give you the mindset of leeway of not going through any trials and tribulation. All right, like they say, they preach smooth things. Okay, but right now, if you're reading the scriptures, you got the correct understanding. You understand that we're living in times of Jacob's trouble, as it intensified. We live in the times of war, we live in the times of pestilence and famine and all these certain things. All right, but we understand certain things gotta happen in chronological order. So I'll butcher that. Okay. Verse 5 says, "For like as all that is made in the world had a beginning and the end is manifest." All right, we seeing the end play out. All right, we seeing what's said us what happened in the end days. All right, we see the C-hip brewing up as they talk about digital ID. Okay, that's a major topic that's going on in UK. They're saying if you can't work if you don't got the digital ID, you can't do certain things without the digital ID. But that's just a forefront of what's really to come when it comes to the C-hip, and that's going to be the motive when the C-hip comes upon the scene. All right, they saying, all right, you can't do this, you can't do that. That's good reference in a sense when the C-hip comes, when they're gonna say you can't buy, you can sell, referencing the basic fundamentals of life. Okay, you don't work, you ain't able to buy nothing. All right, you can't do this, you can't do that. All right, but we seeing where this train wreck is heading to. All right, we seeing where they're in on be all. All right, by using that measuring stick, by measuring the times. It says, verse 6, "Even so the times also of the highest have plain beginnings and wonders and powerful works and endings and effects and signs, and everyone that should be saved shall be able to escape by his works and by faith whereby ye have believed, shall be preserved from the set of perils, and shall see my salvation in my land and within my borders, for I have sanctified them from the beginning." The elect, we were just talking about that. All right, and they're going to go through these certain things that's going to play upon the earth, famine, death, destruction, but the Lord is going to preserve them until his coming. Okay, but yes, man, this is how we measure the times. All right, you need to measure the time and be in the loop of what's going on around you. All right, the reason why is because there's a lot of specific events that's going to play out. That's like y'all, somebody had called me and they cut off the video. Like I was saying, I'm gonna just cut it short. There's a lot of things that's playing out right now. Or how would you know what's going on if you use the scriptures as that measuring stick and pay attention and be on alert? All right, it's gonna say watch and therefore be sober-minded meaning, on your 10 toes. Like Jay say, be on your P's and Q's. All right. All right. Well, Lord willing, this video is edifying. First and foremost, give all praise to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushai, Bahashim, Kakadash. We give double honor to our apostles, elders, your millstone. Also say shalom for Akim, there for your truth. Now, your city.